Hey there, my name's Jake Berger, and this is a testimonial for Miquel Malet's coaching. And I had a coaching call on Monday late afternoon, and it's now Wednesday afternoon. So for me, I'm someone who I like to apply what I got from the call and then kind of allow it to integrate into my personality where I can reflect back. So that's why I'm making this testimonial now while it's still fresh. And let me just start by saying, man, for months I've been like stuck. And it happened about mid-February. I was working at a job and then it was eating away at my soul. Fortunately, I had the awareness to recognize this. I got some support from my mother, and she kind of said, "Yeah, just quit if you're, just let it go." So I stopped working there, and it took me a few days just to get to like normal, like a normal human feeling. That was back in February, and since then I've just been like spinning my wheels, feeling stuck, like hopping from this thing to the, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, that's a great idea. Oh my, like this scatteredness. And in like just from February, like mid end of February, there's just been like a trail of half finished ideas and projects. So, and actually then about that time, Miquel had reached out to me and said, "Hey, you want a coaching call?" And I said, "I don't think I'm ready." And I probably a couple of weeks ago, he reached out to me again. I wish it would have been sooner, Miquel. He reached out to me again and he said, "Jake, there's never going to be a time when you're completely ready. That's the whole point of growth, of development, is to step out of the comfort zone and do things when if there's a little bit of anxiety or tension, that's a good thing because that means there's something desirable on the other side." So he reached out to me. "You're never going to be ready." Okay, I'll do it. I booked a call. We had the call, and it's just so helpful to have somebody who holds a mirror to the character, right? For me personally, I like when someone holds a mirror to my character because it doesn't matter what strategies you have. Like you could have the best strategy ever, but if the psychology's messed up, that's as good as a map that it's the map is worthless if you don't have the ability to take the steps, right? Yeah, of course I have the physical ability to take the steps, but if I'm afraid that there's like a monster, like a yeti or a Bigfoot inside of that forest, I'm never gonna step in there, even though that yeti doesn't exist. It's the psychology. So that's what I love about coaching, but specifically Miquel, he's not someone who's going to be like, "Oh, you should do this because da 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 da," or "Why aren't you?" He doesn't have that like pushiness. It's more of this gentle, elegant way of it with kindness and caring, which in today's society with like all this kind of stuff where people don't really know how to, society's kind of losing that interactability with the human element. It's so rare to have somebody who has that empathy, that the emotional part to it. And he, not only that, but I worked with Miquel in the past during a 2-month project and a 3-month project. And he always, just the way he thinks is completely different than most people I've encountered. And I've encountered tens of thousands of people. He has a way of, I say, some people say, oh, you gotta think outside the box. He doesn't think outside the box. Imagine a box and you're trying to think outside of that box. He's already outside the box and looking around the corner. And I actually told him that during our call. He just has this way of, so there's this type of thinking and it's called convergent, where it's okay, how do we get to that point, right? How do we solve that problem? He has a knack, it's just his natural way of being, to have divergent thinking. So he thinks what I call, he doesn't think he doesn't see the problem and try to solve it. He thinks around the problem. Right? Some people try to smash through a wall or tackle that obstacle. He offers this different perspective where it almost dissolves the obstacle. Or, hey, instead of trying to smash through the wall, you can just go around it. So that's what I love about Miquel's coaching. And it's not just the mindset though. He gave me a task, just a small tiny step to take, where I was able to connect with what would I really love to do. And that sounds kind of cheesy or overdone, but in the context of a 2-hour conversation, it helps a lot. In a 2-hour conversation with somebody who's facilitating and coaching that conversation, it's a big difference, right? It's imagine watching 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. At the beginning, before it even starts, you're probably off thinking about all your life stuff. But then, an hour and a half into those episodes, you're thinking, how is Tyrion gonna get out of this? Right? So the context is so important. And he gave me these 2 tasks aligned with an incredible goal I'd have in my life. And I just finished them. But that's a small thing. Really the big thing is and you could probably, as a great manifestation right there of that deep breath. I just felt this pressure release. Where even though I'm someone who says there's nothing you got to do, the only thing you have to do is die. That's the only obligation in life, is to die. It's optional to breathe. It's optional to eat, drink water. You only gotta die. But there's just because I say that, sometimes people don't always practice it, or maybe in the micro level, okay, I don't have to eat, I don't have to do, but in the macro, in the long run, like I said, this has been going for months, there's still that conditioning that's been piled on for years. A man should provide for his family, or a person should only do this for a month, and if he can't get something going, then he should work for somebody else. Right, so that pressure just kind of release. and allowed me to send some videos to 3 people I'd like to mentor with. So, and like I said, it just took off pressure where I feel like there's a lot of things I can do and I'm willing to do right now. So I have more of a mental clarity, which clarity is power, right? If I know, if I can see exactly where I'm going and it's on my path of purpose, then that helps a lot. A lot is kind of I wasn't even on my path of purpose. So he gave me the clarity to say, hey, Jake, like, you haven't even been walking on that, like, your goals right now aren't even aligned with your purpose, with a big goal you have, with a mission. So he allowed me to get back on that path and just take 1, 2, 3 tiny little steps, which isn't perfect because then momentum goes and all that amazing stuff. So if you're interested in coaching with Miquel, I strongly recommend taking the initial coaching call. Get some clarity, get some confidence. And thank you, Miquel. I hope you have an awesome day, an amazing day. And yeah, like I said, I sent those messages, and not just on Messenger or email. I sent them in multiple mediums, right? So there's a higher chance that these people actually receive the message. But just taking action is important. Taking action on my path. So thank you so much, Miquel. And Miquel, he might not even, like, I'm going to post this on my YouTube, but he's not even that accessible on the internet. So if you're interested and you want to contact him, then send me a message and I can give you his contact information. Otherwise, thank you for watching. And Miquel, thank you again. Have an amazing day.